Hi guys, welcome back to my channel English in a Blink, and today I'm going to look at prepositions. One more time, is that what you're thinking? Well, when it comes to prepositions, there's always scope for more, isn't it? So today I bring you some more confusing pairs of prepositions. Without wasting time, let's go. Okay, starting with ask for versus ask to. Guys, if you haven't looked at the difference between for and to, you can go ahead and have a look. And ask for and ask to is pretty much like when you are using your for and to. Okay, so if you look at this one, if you are requesting something and when it is a noun, you ask for. If you are requesting to do something in terms of verb, you ask to. Okay, so if this is how you differentiate between the two. So you ask for, when you use your ask for, you use a noun. So look over here, I asked for a cake and orange juice. Okay, so then you have your noun. But looking at the second example, she will ask to ride a bike for her birthday. Okay, so after for, we use a noun, and after to, we use a verb. Okay, and that's how you have to make this difference. All right, so you ask for, noun, ask to, verb. Okay, moving on to the next one, which is think of versus think about. So when you say think of, all right, when you're talking about to think of, it means to have an idea or image of someone or something in your mind. This usually implies a brief or passing thought. Okay, so when you say to think of, that means you have some kind of an idea or an image of someone or something in your mind. Or when you say to think about, it means that you are concentrating on a certain thing in order to understand it. So to remember it or to make a decision about it. Okay, so if you look at the example, think of an alphabet between A to Z. Okay, so that means I'm telling you to think of something which is like going to be quick. Okay, come on. So starting now, think of an alphabet between A to Z. Okay, so that means I want you to have an image of someone or something in your mind. And when you're looking at think about, this beautiful scene made me think about our last holiday. So when you are thinking about something, that means you are concentrating and you are remembering something. Okay, or if I say, let's say I give you an option or something and say, okay, think about it. So again, I want you to make a decision. Oh, let's go to Switzerland. Okay, and you're like, I'm not sure. Oh, come on, think about it. It's not that bad. Okay, so I am asking you to think about something so that you can make your decision. All right, so that's how you have your think of. That means like an image of someone or something in your mind. And when you say think about, that means you're concentrating on something, or you are trying to remember something, or you're making a decision. So that's your think about. All right, moving on to the next one. Heard of or heard about. Both phrasal verbs mean to get to know information about something. They are often interchangeable, but heard of implies that you got to know that something simply exists, while heard about implies that you learned more details and specific information about something. All right, so when you say heard of, that means you know that something of this sort exists. I heard of it. Or when you say I heard about something, that means you have a little bit more details or some specific information about a person or maybe something that you are talking about. So looking at the example, I've heard of the band U2. And when you say I've heard of, that means you know that this music group exists. But when you say I've heard about the band U2, that means you know some facts or some information about them. All right, so you have an idea. And that's how heard of and heard about is different. So heard of, you know that this exists, and heard about, you have more information, all right? You know some facts about them. That's your heard about. With or by. So with is used for instruments and by is used for agents. The snake was killed by him with a stick. All right, so with is used for things and by is used for agent. So what's the agent? The snake was killed by him with a stick. The letter was written by Sue with a pen. Okay, So by for the agent and with is for the things that you're using. So was written by the agent Sue with a pen. Okay. Then you have since, for, and from. So since is often used with present perfect or past perfect tense. Since is used for point of time and never for a place. So you can say since 6 o'clock, since last Monday, or since last night. So whenever we are talking about a specific point in past. So he had been ill since Monday. Since can also be used as an adverb. Example, he left school in 1983 and I haven't seen him since. All right, so when you confuse, then it's not a preposition. It is being used as an adverb. So he left school in 1983 and I haven't seen him since. That means you're talking about since that time I haven't seen him. It is 2 years since I last saw Tom. Again, the same thing. So you're talking about since that time I haven't seen him. Okay, so instead of preposition, when you're using your since, that means you're going to be using it with a specific time, point of time in past. So since Monday or since 6 o'clock. Looking at for is used for a period of time. All right, so this one was about specific point of time. For is used for a period of time. So for 2 hours, for 2 days, for 2 years. So he lived in this house for 6 months. Okay, so when you're talking about a period of time, use your for. Specific point in past, since. For is also used with present perfect tense or past perfect tense for an action which extends up to the time of speaking. So he has worked here for a year. And again, when you say he has worked here for a year, you're talking about a time that started in the past till now. So he has worked and he's still here working. It has been raining for 2 hours. So we're starting with something that started in the past and till now. So that's when you use your for as well with present perfect and your past perfect tense. From is normally used with to or till or until. Example, most people work from 8 to 6. So talking about time, and then you have your till and until. So till what time? So from 6 till or to this time. So from can also be used of place. Example, he is from Mumbai. So when you're talking about where are you from? All right, I am from Dublin, or I am from England. All right, so when you're talking about place, then also use your from. And in terms of time, we use from. So starting, this is like from 8 till this time. So you have like a range of time when you're using your from in terms of time. Okay, then you have your ago and before. So ago is used for past events. All right, so ago is clear past, something which is gone. And when you have your before, it is used as a reference between 2 events. All right, so look over here. He came 3 days ago. So he came 3 days ago. So 3 days ago is clear past, something which is gone. All right, when talking about before, it has like 2 things in between. So the train had left before he reached the station. So we're talking about reference to 2 events. So the train had left before he reached the station. So 2 things are talking about. He had to leave before his appointment time was due. Okay, so when you're talking about ago, clear past, something which is gone in the past. And when you have your before, it is used as a reference in between 2 events. Okay, so the train had left when? Before he reached the station. So when he reached the station, train had already left. Okay, so that's what it means. Similarly here, he had to leave before his appointment time was due. So again, talking about he had to leave when? Before his time was due. So you have like a reference to 2 events, all right, when you're using your before. Okay, so that brings us to the end of this lesson. If you found it helpful, don't forget to like, don't forget to press the subscribe button, and do share it with your friends. Until we meet next time, bye for now.